Welcome to the Halloween season, friends. We got Ragnarok in the event shop, who is a pretty decent Seismic Smash hero, where he basically makes it go, basically you Seismic Smash and then it goes out and then it affects a bunch of targets. But with Ragnarok, it comes back to you. And in support, believe it or not, he actually decreases the damage by 25%, which makes sense if you consider the fact that you're actually hitting targets multiple times. It also decreases your impact, which is great, because if you're hitting targets multiple times, you don't want them to fling off to the side, as you can imagine. So I've always found him to be a pretty decent support perk, but he also increases the damage in the lead by 125%, which is a ton. Of course, it also increases the impact, so knocking enemies out of the way is kind of something that can happen. And because of the fact that he can be really good in support and the lead, I decided to run a poll on Twitch, link down below, thank you for following by the way, to decide which commander would be best, because Ragnarok is really good for slow damage, because we're going to have that Seismic Smash cooldown. And then of course we've got Ice Queen, who is really good at freezing enemies. I did a video on her quite a few years ago, which is still a good video today if you guys want to check it out, link down below, because she is that good at freezing enemies in place, basically a Seismic Smash Zenith. Or if we should use Vanguard Southie, who is kind of the king for Seismic Smash spam, and that is eventually what chat voted on. So even though Ragnarok is sort of the reason we're running this build, I think it's fair to say that he's probably best in support. If you guys disagree and this video does well enough and this loadout performs well enough, you know, all things depending, I might make another video with him in the lead. Just check it out. I was going to say Ice Queen maybe as well, but of course I've already done a video on her. So, you know, link to that down below if you guys want to go and check that out. But yeah, we're going to be running Vanguard Southie in the lead. So I'm going to set up a loadout real quick and see how it performs. Also, this build was because of the Black Blade. So link to that video down below. All right, we got our loadout together. So there are a lot of ways to run this. I'm going to say that right now. I think there are going to be a lot of people in the comments who would run this in a different way. And even I would run this differently depending on my mood on a given day. But I'll just tell you what I got and explain as we go. So Vanguard Southie is critical for spamming Seismic Smash as much as possible. With a 67% reduction, this should be a 3-second cooldown, which is really nice to be able to use that quite often. And it's also worth noting that he has a shock tower. That's already where this loadout can diverge, because I don't have any support perks really helping the shock tower specifically. We do have Resonant Frequency, which we'll talk about in a second, but that shock tower can be really good for some extra damage, and that can be useful, but it'll allow us to have something else to use while our Seismic Smash is on cooldown. So happy holidays, so we can spam it as much as possible, of course. Fuel with the Fallen, because we will be using lots of energy between Phase Shift, Shock Tower, Seismic Smash. I think this would be nice to just generate some energy as we go along. Obviously, we got to use Ragnarok. He's the one in the shop. He's the reason that we're talking about Seismic Smash, so of course he's in support. He'll be allowing us to hit targets multiple times with this, and to encourage that, I also have Seismic Stun, which should be applying a 3.3 second stun and 1500 impact, which is nerve-wracking because when they stun in place, I hope they actually stay in place. He might launch them off to the side, which would make it difficult to hit targets multiple times. He might be a mistake. I'm not entirely sure, but at least we do have some stunning going on, because Ice Queen does not give that freezing in the support. She only gives a 14% damage to frozen targets, which we're not going to be dealing with much. Obviously, we might have floor freeze in the map, but it's not going to be too consistent. And then, of course, we've got Extraterrestrial Rio, who will give us a 20% energy damage bonus, which applies to the Seismic Smash and the Shock Tower, which is contingent on us having 50% shields. That might not always be the case, and that's where I'm going to talk about some alternatives that might work for you guys. I'm not somebody who tends to have shields at full, so I'm already going to tell you that Azealia Clark, if I can find her, 15.5% ability energy damage would be nice, because that's exactly what we're using, is ability energy damage. Or somebody that I always like to point out is, where did he go? Oh, Wild Fragment. There we go. Yeah. Static Cling. So if you go to Wild Fragment Deadeye, he applies an affliction damage from the Shock Tower, which I think is going to be a really useful support perk, but I'm kind of hoping that Rio can be useful here. So I'm going to use Rio. I'm going to stick with her, but I might end up regretting it if my shields are never full. And then, of course, there are tons of options. You could take a scroll. You know, we have like the 4 on the floor, which Seismic Smash leaves a zone at the end of the Seismic Smash. It's not insanely useful, but it can do some extra damage, maybe. You could run some phase shift perks if you wanted. There are a lot of options. You can use pressing charges to buff your shock tower. A lot of options. There are a lot of options. You can do Cyberclops for some extra zap damage. I mean, there are tons of things you could do here, but this is what I'm sticking with. Coconuts just give you a nice damage bonus, and I do need some healing in this build. So, yeah, let's get into the mission and see how it performs. All right, we got a basic crowd of zombies. It occurs to me now that 6 is my key for this, which is less ideal, but look at that. Look at it coming back. See, that's what I'm afraid of. they get stunned, but they also get knocked off to the side, which is not what I want to happen. But look at that. Coming back, it would have actually done some decent damage. It's pretty good. I've been defending Seismic Smash for a long time. Seismic Smash is present on a lot of good heroes like Ranger Deadeye, which is a great DPS hero just for SMGs and assault rifle, and pistols, I mean. And being able to use that Seismic Smash to decent effectiveness, it's kind of like a stronger, more focused Shockwave, and you can see that it's actually doing pretty decent damage. Obviously, I'm using the Scourge here just as a basic weapon because as much as I want to showcase the ability, it does make sense that I have some sort of other damage source. So yeah, let's pop a coconut, see if we can line up a crowd here, and then just let loose. Boom, decent damage, comes back around. You can see it's actually pretty good, and then it's already available. So 3 seconds is almost infinitely spammable in my opinion, where yeah, okay, yeah, you gotta wait 3 seconds, but typically you can see that it's already, let's see, back to me in 2 seconds. So all I need is 2 seconds to just sort of reorient, get to the new spot, throw that down. As mentioned in the intro, I can always just throw down my shock tower in between. And if I would have placed it right away, between the shock tower and the Seismic Smash, you have almost infinite uptime. The shock tower itself does have a bit of a longer cooldown, so it's not that big of a deal. But yeah, a nice benefit of this loadout is, of course, the fact that we are running an Outlander. So if I need to do some farming throughout, I can do that as well. And I am fairly low on brick, so I'll probably be doing that. There we go. These enemies look like they're running towards a despawn, and I'd rather that not happen. Lots of follows coming in today, so if you guys are watching this on YouTube and you haven't followed on Twitch, I highly recommend it. I record all these on stream, so it's always a fun session. We tonight are recording multiple videos in one session, so if you haven't checked out the Black Blade or Jack-o'-Lantern video, you can check that out down below. Pretty fun times. It's cool checking out some of these Halloween-themed heroes and weapons because, you know, they come around once a year, and I don't always give them too much attention, so it's kind of fun to showcase all the interesting things that they're capable of. Okay, so we got a propane over here, and I don't want it to blow up, so I'm hoping I can get over here in time. Okay, see, that's what I was afraid of, like I said. I like the idea of them stunning in place so I can hit them twice, but when they get knocked off to the side, anyway, it doesn't really matter. Look at that damage, though. 180k, which is pretty good going through a whole crowd of enemies. I'm actually rather happy with that. I'd like to find a bigger target, though, maybe a Smasher or a Mist Monster, and see how it does single target. I think that stun should apply to those targets as well, so it might actually be pretty decent. Dun-dun. Sneak up. Oh, I was too slow. Wait, where did that go? What the hell? What was that going? Why did it go off the side of the thing? I don't know. There we go. Shock tower puts them all in place, and they all get knocked off to the side. So as I'm saying this, I think the Kami guy is probably Akuna Matata dude. Probably better to replace Seismic Stun with anything else. Azalea's ability energy damage. You could do... I don't even care. Just anything else would probably be better. A Wild Fragment, like I mentioned, I always like using him. So if I ever showcase, I was going to say feature and showcase. If I ever showcase a Shock Tower build, he'll probably be used. In fact, I do want to do a Ventures video showcasing Cyberclops and those builds, and I think he'll definitely be a good addition to that. Probably should have eaten a coconut, but I think we're going to be completely fine. So I think we've mostly exhausted all the enemies around the map, unfortunately. So I'm going to farm up some coconuts, help out with a trap defense if needed, and get the mission started. Ooh, we got a nice big encampment that I didn't even notice. All right, I only have 3 coconuts. I'm getting very unlucky, but I think we're going to be okay. Nice, get the beehives out of the way, and oh my god. Okay, all right, I can already see it happening. We're just going to put some walls down, separate our targets. Look at that, just... going through the crowd. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. That Seismic Smash is so useful. Right there. Nice good amount of damage. And then shoot the Mist Monster. Put down the... the Shock Tower! Yeah, so it's a pretty frail build. I don't have Blast from the past. But you can see, with Wild Fragment Deadeye, these targets would be dead. And the single target damage alone is actually pretty good. While we're coming in with the save. And you can see... Let's see if we can hit this target twice. It actually does really okay damage. It's only a little bit, I guess. Against a single target like a Mist Monster, it's not as impressive. But through a crowd of enemies... good damage, and especially like I mentioned with the Ranger Deadeye, if you're running Seismic Smash damage, or I should say if you're using Seismic Smash in a loadout where you're not even focused on it, it's basically just free damage. You don't have any support perks dedicated to it. It's still doing a decent amount, and as I might have forgot to mention, nothing in this loadout is specifically buffing Seismic Smash damage. We have actually a reduction in damage from Ragnarok, and then we have the energy damage from Rio, and then I guess we have the Golden Coconuts. But those are just generally buffing my damage all around. There aren't really any Seismic Smash damage buffs in the game that I'm aware of, because it doesn't really need it. It's kind of that strong, and it's a cool ability to showcase. All right, we got the defense begun. This is kind of a fun build where we had a wide open range and I just put down some walls in place. And I always like to set this up so I can demonstrate whatever I'm showcasing, but I know Seismic Smash isn't going to carry this mission. So I figured some traps to be safe were nice. It's more of a really nice, like if they're getting too far, kind of clear them out all at once kind of deal. Like over here, just kind of line them up. I don't think the one behind me is going to get hit, but oh, hey, look at that. Came back, knocked him out. Yeah, we faked him out. We turned around, got him all confident, and then he got hit on the return. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. It's like throwing a boomerang, honestly. Like having it do some extra damage that you weren't expecting. All right, a boomerang hero, by the way, would be kick-ass. So I'm just saying that right now. Nice little, maybe an Aussie character. I don't know. Just, you know, free idea, Epic. That one's all yours. Not really the thing we need in this game, but I think it'd be cool. Yeah, this damage is, it's so annoying because it's good when you got a crowd lined up. So that's kind of what I was saying earlier, where when you're using this in a build where your focus maybe isn't Seismic Smash, it can be really nice if you're using Ranger Deadeye or any kind of like a Beetlejuice loadout. I think she has Seismic Smash, and you're kind of getting swarmed by a bunch of enemies. That's when you can use the Seismic Smash. But as your primary damage output, it's not exactly, as I said, going to be carrying the mission. It's good, it's all right, but it's not 100%. So it's something you gotta use sparingly or wisely and try to time it right. Although when you have it on a 6-second cooldown, it's not too dangerous. But as you can see, this is why I ran the Scourge, because I'm gonna need to do some normal damage otherwise, and I am low health. That is why we have the coconuts. Try to help my teammate here. Ooh. There we go. Seismic Smash, stun him in place, easy. Shock Tower is also really good at impact. I'm not usually a fan of impact because I always feel like I'd rather just kill the targets rather than make them stun, but in a loadout like this where killing isn't exactly an option all the time, stunning them's good too, you know. It's a good second place medal. I think this defense over here isn't super well defended. Maybe that'll de-incentivize a little bit of pathing. It's not going to stop them by any means, but it'll at least slow some of them down, maybe. Oh, that is not it. See, I'm reaching forward and hitting the 6 with my pointer finger, and it's not the easiest thing in the world. So, having to hit that key consistently is something that I've needed some practice on, and I think this mission will do it. If anybody's curious about my keybinds, by the way, I did make a video on that. Some people were asking, so I figured it'd be worthwhile, and that is linked down below if you are curious. So, there you go. Enjoy. Also, this is why I ran Feel for the Fallen, of course, because energy is hard to get when you're spamming your abilities as often as I am. And of course, considering the fact that we are in a nature zone, it's going to be super useful doubly. Ooh, we've always using the black drum. That is definitely a weapon I want to showcase later on in the season. Not today, but soon. That's something I want to get to in the future. So, yeah, first wave went pretty easily. I'm going to double check the traps for this next wave and see if there's anything we're going to change. Alright, I don't always show the trapping in this, but this is similar to the last time, where we have sort of a wide open field. I always use, like, the rule of 3s, where they usually path around, like, 3 tiles. So in this case, I'm just gonna set it up like that. A nice little wall of 3, and then we're gonna have this little angle over here, block it off just like that. Get a couple of walls in to super de-incentivize. Then you get the floor freeze facing backwards. That way they stun backwards after they unfreeze. They'll stagger in the direction away from where you're facing. So as I'm facing the defense, when they freeze, they'll stumble backwards before walking back through. And you can get a really nice near permanent stun in some cases. Like a Husky Husk or a Riot Husky going through that will not make really any progress. It's a pretty good build. So pair that with some nice Seeing Electric fields, just 1 or 2, not too bad. Just 1 over each of these, of course, is definitely a good rule of thumb. You'll be doing just completely fine. And so while this isn't exactly a trap guide, it's still nice to just show these basic clips, especially if I'm showcasing something, you know, where these are the tunnels that I can use that will take care of most of my issues without forcing me to think too hard about it. And again, just a nice little corner with everything facing away. Couple of electric fields. I know I'm probably over trapping, but again, I'm just trying to use Seismic Smash. So if I can make this defense as foolproof as I can, that'll go a long way. So I think we're ready. I'm gonna let them know. All right, wave 2. Let's see what we got here. Also, I haven't been really collecting fragments, but that will definitely help when it comes to the shock tower spam. That's kind of a problem that happens sometimes with this build, is enemies will move out of the way right when you're attacking them, and then not die because I don't have any energy. I think running straight into the crowd, losing all my health, energy, and shield was maybe not the best way to take advantage of extraterrestrial Rio. I don't know, just a theory I'm working on. And Walry using the Guardian's Will. Link to that video down below. That was a fun 160 video for sure. It's not. It's probably not available. I don't know when this video is going out exactly, but I doubt it's going to be in the shop as you're watching, because that would be pretty lucky. But I'm still going to link the video down below. If you have the weapon and you haven't considered using it, maybe you should give it a second thought. I was trying to get away to heal. Oh, this mission is deadly. This build has no armor at all, and it is showing. All right, I'm gonna need a coconut in advance. They take 30 seconds to stop healing you over time, so I can really only use maybe 6 coconuts throughout this mission if I just use it passively. So might as well start eating them now, because it's always a weird feeling to overfarm on coconuts and then just not use all your coconuts. And currently, Extraterrestrial Rio is a dead perk. That is why I might have suggested against Rio. Probably not the best. Oh my god, best pick. I need to get out of here. I need to get out of here. I was trying to eat it. I had the coconut in my mouth. All right, to make up for all these deaths, I'm gonna show you guys a weird bug that somebody showed me on stream. They commented down below to throw the coconut and then eat it. Oh, did they fix that? Wait, if you throw it and then eat. Oh, there you go. You get a really big coconut. I don't know why. I have no idea what's happening there. But it shows this really, really large icon, and I couldn't get it to happen again. But you can try it out in your own games. It's a pretty harmless bug, something fun to check out. So, yeah, Walry is really just running medic this game. I was just trying to have a little bit of fun, and here I am laying on the floor just like usual. All right, we got some more targets over here. This is where, in a wide, spread out environment, Shock Tower is probably a little bit more useful. And with all these healing, not healing, but the throwing thoughts out here, it's just impossible to get any effectiveness from the shockwave. And not shockwave, but the seismic smash. That's probably just a good example, though. You know, in these showcase videos, I'm just trying to use a loadout to its maximum effectiveness, but sometimes it's just not always the right tool for the job. So I find myself wanting to showcase something when there's really no practical use for it. And well, let me just do this. Not the best single target damage of the atomizer, but it's still pretty good. And with no shield, it's not going to be doing as much, but still going to be a very, very strong weapon. The de-atomizer, as many people know, doesn't really need any kind of loadout to be good. I did record a video. It's not going to be out by the time this is out, but I'm going to plug it again either way. I paired it with Crackshot, and it was the most expensive 160s video I have ever recorded. So yeah, link to that video down below if you want to see me blow 7,000 energy cells. Definitely a fun watch. An insanely strong loadout. I mean, massively overkill, but also crazy expensive. I definitely paid for that damage, and it shows. See, this is a great circumstance. That's where you want to use a seismic smash. All right, nice crowd of enemies gone in one sweep. It's beautiful, but there aren't really a ton of opportunities for that in such a wide open defense. But I think we've seen what we need to see. I'm gonna do the outro 15 seconds early. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys want to see more fun loadouts like this, comment down below. I enjoy making these, you know, showcasing the stuff that comes around. Ragnarok, I never even give him the light of day. I mention him in the daily video and then forget about him for the rest of the season. So we almost failed. So to be able to showcase him like this is nice and fun. If there's anything else you want to see, of course, comment down below. I'll see you guys in the next one, and yeah, take it easy. And then